Alright, here we are for the first time in the water tunnel where we've hooked up a power washer. We're going to see if we can clean some of the algae off the wall and restore it back to its original color as much as possible without damaging the wall itself. I don't know if it's been tried anyplace else, but if it was a water tunnel, it had water in it, so the water really shouldn't hurt the limestone too bad. We'll watch it to make sure we don't damage any of the stone itself, or make sure it doesn't flake or rub off. So let's see what happens. Very nice. All right. Looks good. Success. All right, welcome to week 2 again, as we mentioned. We're now in the bottom of the water pool. You can see, if you compare the video from last week, we've removed literally tons amount of dirt. We've extended further back into the cavern. There was a huge mound of dirt way above my hand, flooding out all the way to here, some down to the western facade of the water pool. That's all been gone. We're now down to about 4 feet worth of fill left to do. We'll take all this down next week and continue now to bore down into the bottom of the water pool. The purpose, again, of what we're trying to look for is the earliest pottery that might have been here when they originally cut the tunnel. We assume it's at the bottom, although we find bits and pieces of earlier pottery mixed in with what we're now, of course, most of the pottery coming out of this period is from the late Bronze Age, basically dating to the right at the shift between the Middle Bronze Age, which ends about 2200 BC, into the late Bronze Age. Well, actually, I should say the Middle Bronze Age ends around 1500, 1550 BC, and we're now seeing a transition into the late Bronze Age, which starts roughly about that time period. The pottery seems to be transitional, and so we're dating it pretty early. So at least, as early as maybe 1500 BC, this was cut because the pottery in the water system already dates to that time period. So actually it was cut before that because we would not have the pottery from 1500 BC in the water system if it wasn't cut yet. So we at least got a 1500 BC date. Obviously we're saying it dates to the Middle Bronze Age, pushing it back another couple hundred years. But that's yet to be determined based upon removing this debris here and then finding the earliest pottery. It does appear that if I can get my shoes unstuck, that we've reached the bottom here, but it's still sloping down. The question is, how far does it slope? How far back does it go into the cavern? The cavern, as I mentioned, extends another 80 feet back in, but it's a wall of debris that is really, take us 10 years to clean out. So you can see that we got the full extent of the water pool. We thought there were steps beyond the last step coming down, but now we've removed all that debris and it doesn't look like there's steps at all. We're not sure exactly what we have. They're still, I don't know, maybe some believe we still have steps. It's still, they're roughly cut, or maybe badly eroded away. It's hard to tell at this time, but we will continue to expose the area. As we go down, maybe we'll find another series of steps underneath all this this mud here, but yet to be determined. So a lot of work yet ahead of us to do, and hopefully this summer we can go down maybe another meter, 3 feet, and again collect some more pottery that might help us make the system. So a lot of work, so just stay tuned, and one more week to go. We'll keep you posted.